Welcome to We Day Hansu Up the Great Minds. I'm your Terbon, Professor Emeritus of Sociology at Cambridge. And today I'm going to talk about a remarkable period in human history, the period of 1945 to 1975, when the world became more equal. Actually, this was a period in which there developed societies which had less inequality than any larger human society since the Stone Age. And at the same time, this was a period which had the highest economic growth in world history. So the largest equality and the highest economic growth at the same time. But I think most important was that this was the period of the culmination of industrial capitalism, and therefore also of what Marx called the dialectic of industrial capitalism. This dialectic means that the growth of capitalism, the growth of capital, at the same time meant the growth of the adversary of capital, the industrial working class. So this period after World War II was the period in world history when the industrial working class was largest and strongest and most influential. And that through trade unions, labor parties, social democratic parties, and other parties, this was a major force for the new equality. But there were also two other processes of importance. One was the power of communism. This was the time after the Chinese Revolution, which meant a radical equalization of China. It was also the period of the expansion of Soviet influence in Eastern Europe. And the communist regimes were egalitarian ones. But the communism also had another egalitarian effect, more ironical one, which was the effect of the fear of communism, which was very much of great importance, particularly perhaps in East Asia, in Korea, in Japan, and in Taiwan, but also in Western Europe. Lots of social reforms both in Europe, in East Asia, and in North America were due to fear of communism. There was also something which facilitated the egalitarian development. One was the outcome of World War II, which was the total defeat of the anti-egalitarian right of Nazism in Europe and Japanese imperialism in Asia. And the equalization process was also facilitated by the economic situation and the economic development. But it's important to stress here the distinction between inequality within countries and inequality between countries. The extraordinary equalization after World War II was exclusively within countries. But the inequality between countries did not decline in this period. The beginning of decolonization and the fact that with decolonization, China and India began to grow economically again after 100 years of decline. Was not enough to undo the other tendencies of inequality between countries, particularly the extraordinary economic growth of the richest countries, of the United States and Western Europe and others. So there was a plateau of inequality between countries,